Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I'm Comfort Amodu. Let's begin with the headlines. U.S. Ambassador reaffirms strong ties with Nigeria, says new visa policy not meant to restrict travel.
To provide truthful information and abide by the terms of their visas, as I know the great majority of Nigerians do.
Federal government to begin registration of smallholder farmers for agricultural interventions as minister seeks traditional rulers' support. WAEC takes responsibility for 2025 WASC result delays, urges candidates to recheck updated results. We begin with United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., reaffirming America's continued commitment to respect and value the relationship between the U.S. and Nigeria. At a joint media briefing in Abuja, the U.S. Ambassador and Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said the new American visa policy is not to deny Nigerians traveling to the U.S. Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara reports on their conversation.
The United States of America and Nigeria are both enjoying several decades of bilateral relationship with shared prosperity in socio-economic and human capital development among its citizens. Barely 200 days in office of U.S. President Donald Trump, his latest administrative policies on prospective Nigerian travelers to the U.S. have been generating mixed reactions. Here, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, and the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., assured that the new visa policies are not designed to deny Nigerians entry into the U.S., but to enhance service delivery while sustaining the existing strong relationship between both countries.
We had engagements with Ambassador Mills, and what he has told me that this is in no way punitive. Is just to enhance service delivery between the two countries. These are not new measures. Everyone knows that when you want to visit any country, it is your duty to ensure compliance with their laws. I mean, when someone comes into Nigeria, we expect that person to also comply with our laws here. So what I want to say here is that Nigerians must continue to demonstrate a better sense of patriotism about their country.
We encourage all applicants to provide truthful information and abide by the terms of their visas, as I know the great majority of Nigerians do. By doing that, we are going to strengthen the bonds between our countries, and we will ensure that opportunities for travel, business, and cultural exchange remain available to all of us.
This is a shared commitment to update Nigeria's potential travelers to the U.S. of the new order and guarantee their safety. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security says the ministry will begin registering and identifying smallholder farmers eligible for the federal government's agricultural intervention programs. This is coming as the Minister Abubakar Kyari seeks the support of traditional institutions to ensure the success of the food security program. Musa Babali reports.
Traditional institutions have over the years been the backbone of mobilizing, encouraging, and educating farmers in their localities. This is the rationale behind the Minister of Agriculture's engagement with traditional rulers in Nasarawa State. At the Palace of Aren Egon, Ahmed Ubangari Alakuwan, the Minister Abubakar Kyari, highlighted some of the interventions and support provided by President Tinubu to enhance the production of smallholder farmers. Abubakar Kyari assured the traditional rulers that President Tinubu is committed to addressing the challenges associated with farming in the country. He stated that the government is aware of the high cost of farming inputs and that efforts are underway to further reduce production costs.
And that was why fertilizer pricing was taken to our level.
The Emir had earlier outlined some of the challenges and demands of farmers to the minister.
We kindly request for your support and intervention to ensure price stability, protect farmers from losses.
The minister also paid homage to the Sarkin Gudi, the father of the current governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule. From Lafia, Nasarawa State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
To demonstrate transparency and accountability, the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has taken full responsibility for delays and other issues affecting the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC, results. Adejoke Odeka reports that candidates that sat for the 2025 WASC examination have been asked to recheck their results following corrections that have been identified.
Students who sat for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC, can now breathe a sigh of relief as the head of National Office of the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, says they have successfully resolved the technical issues that affected the grading of their serialized papers.
Some discrepancies were discovered in the grading of the serialized papers. The Council, being accountable, transparent and credible organization, further investigated all the serialized papers. Discovered that the serialized code file was wrongly used in the printing of English language objective test, which was paper 3, which resulted in them being scored with wrong keys.
The council says it has released the 2025 WASC results with 89.55% of candidates' results fully processed, while 10.45% are pending due to unresolved issues. The results show that 62.96% of candidates obtained credits in at least 5 subjects, including English and mathematics, representing a 9.16% decrease from 2024.
205,916 candidates, representing 10.45%, have one or more of their subjects still being processed due to some issues to be resolved. Efforts are, however, being made to speedily complete the processes to enhance the release of the affected candidates' results. This will take place in a few days.
The council's management acknowledges the embarrassment and emotional distress caused by anomalies that candidates experienced. The examination body takes full responsibility and has assured those affected as well as stakeholders that it is working diligently to rectify the situation and implement measures to prevent such occurrences in the future. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka, NTA News.
The federal government has launched the National Public Sector Solarization Initiative, an intervention to speed up deployment of solar energy solutions across Nigeria's public institutions, including schools, hospitals, security posts, and government offices. This follows a memorandum of understanding signed between the Rural Electrification Agency, REA, with the Budget Office of the Federation, Infrastructure Corporation of Nigeria, InfraCorp, and the Ministry of Finance, Incorporated. REA, in a statement, says the initiative was birthed from a strategic national priority with the urgent need to power critical infrastructure with clean, reliable energy while moving away from diesel dependence and reducing the public sector's carbon footprint. The intervention also aims to advance the nation's drive for localized renewable energy infrastructure and reverse unsustainable energy financing mechanisms. Phase 0 of the intervention is fully funded by the federal government to the tune of 100 billion naira, while subsequent phases will harness innovative and blended financing models, leveraging private capital from both local and international long-term funders. As the former First Lady Aisha Buhari undergoes Iddah, a mandatory waiting period of mourning in Islam, she has continued to draw strength and support from Nigerian women, and this show of solidarity again played out when First Lady Oluremi Tinubu led wives of federal legislators to the Kaduna residence of late former President Muhammadu Buhari to show support. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
It was drizzling in Kaduna when the First Lady and her entourage, comprising wife of the Vice President Nana Shettima, spouses of federal legislators, and some members of the Nigeria Governor Spouses Forum, arrived at the residence of late former President Muhammadu Buhari to share another solemn moment with his widow, Aisha. While the period of 7 days national mourning for the late former president is over for most Nigerians, it is not so for his widow, Aisha, who is still undergoing Iddah, a waiting period of 4 months and 10 days. From the First Lady and other members of her delegation came words of comfort, recounting the impact of the late former president, followed by special prayers for strength and comfort for the family.
He was a great leader. He really leaded with devotion, compassion, humility.
I remember him leading us on various visits, official visits around the world. His kindness, his humility, and how he led the Nigerian contingent at every point was very admirable.
The gesture met with gratitude from the family.
Honestly, the family is overwhelmed with the love and prayers and the constant visits. Some people have come from very far away. Sometimes we wonder how they made it.
The First Lady had paid a similar visit to the Daura home of the late national leader on July 19, leading a delegation made up of governors and ministers' wives, as well as spouses of service chiefs. From Kaduna, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
And now let's take a commercial break. More reports ahead.
Its former glory and elevate its status on the global stage. First, the inefficient road network will be replaced with 2 independent ring roads, the outer ring for departures and the inner ring for arrivals. Second, the existing structure of Terminal 1 will be strengthened to improve its integrity. A connection building will link the 2 terminals, and the skywalk will connect the car park to Terminal 2, ensuring seamless passenger movement within these facilities. Meanwhile, this half-century-old Terminal 1 will undergo comprehensive modernization, featuring an enhanced eagle-inspired architectural design that symbolizes a soaring and hopeful Nigeria. The upgrades will include both interior and exterior enhancements, improved passenger facilities, and advanced mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to enhance operations and capacity. Terminal 2 will also undergo upgrades, including refurbished platforms, enhanced canopies, expanded boarding fingers, and an enlarged apron for greater efficiency. Once completed, passengers at MMIA will enjoy a significantly enhanced travel experience. The redesigned infrastructure will provide well-organized and direct access to the terminal buildings, improving efficiency. Optimized internal circulation will ensure uninterrupted movement for arriving and departing passengers. Additionally, modernized facilities, upgraded amenities, and an aesthetically immersive environment will create a more comfortable, seamless, and enjoyable journey for all travelers. Under the Renewed Hope Initiative, we're leveraging global expertise in airport engineering and cutting-edge digital systems to transform MMIA into a safer, smarter, greener, and more efficient aviation hub. Finally, the nation will be filled with hope, paving the way for a brighter future.
The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention and CDC has issued a public health advisory warning of potential chikungunya outbreak in the country. This comes amid a global surge in cases with over 240,000 cases and 90 deaths reported across at least 16 countries this year. Notably, China has recorded nearly 5,000 cases since early July 2025. While Nigeria has not yet reported any confirmed chikungunya case this year, the NCDC states that the country's current environmental conditions, particularly in states affected by floods and other high-risk areas, are ideal for an outbreak. Chikungunya is a viral disease spread by mosquitoes which are active during the day, especially in the early morning and late afternoon. Symptoms typically include a sudden onset of fever, severe joint pain, muscle pain, headache, and fatigue. In response, the NCDC is strengthening its vector surveillance and control efforts, collaborating with health workers and state governments to quickly identify and respond to suspected cases. It is also reinforcing community-wide campaigns to promote hygiene and awareness. The NCDC is urging Nigerians to take proactive steps to protect themselves and their families by using insecticides, treated mosquito nets, wearing protective clothing such as long-sleeve shirts and pants, applying mosquito repellent, and eliminating standing water around homes which serve as a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Away from that, in a bid to standardize skills and improve technical competencies in Nigeria's fast-evolving automotive industry, the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, has launched a specialized training program for quality assurance assessors. Aliko Panachiarua reports that the intensive workshop, hosted in collaboration with relevant sector skill councils, is aimed at equipping professionals with the tools to assess and also validate and certify the competence of artisans, technicians, and trainees across various auto-related disciplines.
As the automotive industry shifts towards new technologies and smart systems, Nigeria's future workforce must be ready. With well-trained quality assurance assessors at the helm, the NSQ aims to produce a generation of highly skilled, globally competitive technicians. The National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, says the training is a vital step towards ensuring auto technicians in Nigeria are not just trained, but certified under the National Skills Qualification Framework, in line with global standards.
They are trying to carry out this training to sensitize the industry, because you have a lot of mechanics that are doing trial and error. The society now are trying to phase that trial and error out.
By the time the assessors are graduating, they will be able to reach out to the learners in the different workshop training providers, where they will now be able to impact on the learners there.
The trainers pinpointed diagnostics, mechanical assessments, electrical repairs, and safety standards as major focus, which will ultimately lead to certifications in the automotive sector.
Whoever is trained according to the standard and is expected to practice in line with the standard. And it will no longer be a one-off training like it used to be. There will now be opportunity for progression.
The unanimous decision is that the training will label Nigeria as a hub for skilled automotive professionals within the continent and globally. In Abuja, Alika Okpanachi, Arua, NTA News.
Our efforts to mitigate flooding and its impact are on course in Anambra and Delta states. As the National Inland Waterways Authority Onitsha area office, in its third quarter sensitization, has educated stakeholders in the maritime sector on safety measures to deploy in the event of flooding. Franklin Onyekachi reports.
NIMET and the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency had both predicted that many states of the Federation will witness heavy flooding this rainy season, and in a bid to mitigate the impact of this natural disaster in Anambra, Enugu and Delta states, the National Inland Waterways Authority assembled stakeholders on marine matters for adequate sensitization. The area manager, Niwa Onitsha area office, Victor Mukocha, said the waterways, though beneficial, poses some risk and advised the attendees to prepare for flooding.
The flood is coming, impending. So we still use the opportunity to alert the people, to make them be aware that the flood is coming, so that they will take all the precautionary measures, to guide themselves.
We must try as much as possible to balance the boat, so that even when the velocity of the water increases, you'll be able to maneuver.
A secondary impact of flood can be the contamination of flood waters with chemicals and sewage, which can pose threat to health of the people and animals, thereby causing increase in the risks of contracting waterborne diseases.
Other stakeholders, including boat operators, said the sensitization program is apt as the waters are already rising due to heavy rainfall and other factors.
The drainage should be free, the waterways should be free. Then, for the farmers around here, they are expected to plant early and harvest early.
You can see water is increasing. I come to this place 2 weeks to monitor the increase in waterways.
The stakeholders say more lives will be saved on our waterways, as boat mishaps will be greatly curtailed if navigation rules and regulations are adhered to. In Onitsha, Franklin Onyekachi, NTA News.
Breaking barriers and shattering glass ceilings is a slogan that will keep resonating in the nooks and crannies of Africa until women attain their desired 35% affirmative action. This is the agreement reached by the Community Women in African Summit during a town hall meeting preceding the 2025 Rwanda Summit scheduled for October this year. Momso Demian Dete reports.
Empowering women isn't just about numbers. It's about harnessing the wealth of experiences, knowledge, compassion and skills that can transform societies and prove for innovative solutions to evolving challenges. This town hall meeting is therefore a testament to the power of collaboration and the need to push the conversation forward.
We must take personal ownership of our collective power to change the narrative as women, as we work with other women advocates.
Recognize the power of representation. When women occupy leadership roles, they not only serve as role models, but they also challenge preconceived notions about gender and leadership.
When you exclude women, you don't have peace, you don't have development, you don't have economic growth.
Women are true change agents when it comes to leadership.
The voices of the he-for-she advocates play a crucial role in driving such conversations on gender empowerment.
Nobody should see women inclusion as a favor. It's actually a must.
Let us work together to foster an environment where women leadership is not just accepted, but celebrated and actively encouraged.
The women decide for themselves that
this movement is gaining momentum towards a more inclusive and equitable future.
Amplify and engage.
Momso Damian Dati, NTA News.
You've been watching the news at 10 live on NTA News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. U.S. Ambassador reaffirms strong ties with Nigeria, says new visa policy not meant to restrict travel.
To provide truthful information and abide by the terms of their visas, as I know the great majority of Nigerians do.
Federal government to begin registration of smallholder farmers for agricultural interventions as minister seeks traditional rulers' support. WAEC takes responsibility for 2025 WASC result delays, urges candidates to recheck updated results.
This is NTA News 24.
The National Working Committee of the Governing All Progressives Congress has described the attainment of its national chairman, Professor Nantawe Yilwada, to the age of 57 as remarkable, owing to his extraordinary feats in both academics and administration. As in the statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Felix Moka, said as he clocks 57, it's hoped that he will be guided by wisdom and divine direction to manifest his wealth of expertise in ICT and governance on the party leadership in the echelons for unity, peace, strength and prosperity. The Borno State Governor and Chairman of the North-East Governors Forum, Professor Babagana Zulum, has also felicitated with the National Chairman on his 57th birthday, describing him as a unifying factor for whose track records speaks volume and will greatly assist in propelling the party to greatness in its bid to serve Nigerians better. Meanwhile, the Nasarawa State Governor, Abdullahi Sule, has celebrated with the National Chairman at a ceremony organized by the National Secretariat to honor its leader and prayed God to bless his new age and grant him the strength to move the party from strength to strength. That concludes the news at 10 at this time. I'm Comfort. I'm Modu, and thanks for watching.